Jim, I'm going to throw it over to you. Talk to us about priorities for this year.
Okay, look, let me give you three priorities for Fortinet: supply chain simplification and automation of response. Supply chain. Fortinet is actually the world's biggest producer of security devices. We ship as many next generation firewalls, for instance, as the next three biggest vendors combined. And while this gives us economies of scale in production and the abilities to see a vast amount of threat data, we recognize that supply chain security and demonstrating this to the federal government is increasingly important. So one of our priorities for this year is customizing the manufacture and handling of products that are dedicated to the federal government and its prime contractors. For example, demonstrating the validation of these key foundational products down to the component level, and creating a secure software vault where the proprietary code is safe from outside access, but where we can give U.S. government customers the ability to inspect the code to ensure integrity. Simplification. We've talked repeatedly in this show about zero trust, but the reality is implementing a zero trust architecture requires that you do half a dozen or more discrete functions. And that can be a lot of stuff to buy and build and then to maintain. So can you simplify it down to two things? It's a connection. So you have two ends of that connection. Can you have something that's at the enterprise end? Can you have something that's at the client end, the endpoint, and that's ideally software downloadable? And the answer is yes. We've actually got solutions that will do that. And then automation of response. I think the top of mind threat that not only IT professionals, but at this point, executives and corporate boards worry about is ransomware. And the reality is if you're responding to ransomware in minutes and it's executing in seconds, it's game over. So what you've got to do is you have to automate the ability at the endpoint to have behavioral analytics that can look at what's happening, that can put something in a virtual environment, a sandbox, look at it and say, bad, stop it, even roll it back. And then can you have automation at the security operations center to allow you to do the kind of orchestration you need to deal with those kind of dynamic and damaging activities.